Hey guys, it's Ty from the Game Hill. Now this week we're going to take a look at a game that came out just about a year and a half ago, give or take, back in 2013. A next-gen game available exclusively on Xbox One, or in this case, PC. I'm talking of course about Ryse, Son of Rome. Now, to give you a quick breakdown of what you might be expecting in this game, it's sort of like if that show, Rome, by HBO, made a video game, this would be it. Enjoy! Now, the architecture of this game, the whole design behind its concept was really Romanesque. It was authentic. You could tell the guys who made this game paid attention to every little detail to make it as authentic as possible. Now, this takes place during the era of the Roman Empire, which is well beyond the time of the Republic. And, yeah, Britannian barbarians are besieging Rome, and it's up to your character, Marius. Basically, what you could say is a up-and-coming hero of Rome is, basically playing the rogue hero. He's out for vengeance to solve a conspiracy what murdered his family, but at the same time, his responsibility as a soldier, constantly getting in the way of his quest for vengeance. The cinematic quality, the facial textures, the voice acting, the lighting effects are just flawless in this game. I don't even think I could see graphics getting any better than this. Now, throughout the game's campaign, you can take on several different types of, strategic positions. This one, of course, manning a giant crossbow for defensive positioning. You have to keep an eye on your fellow soldiers, make sure they don't die while they complete their job. It's your responsibility to cover them. And although this may seem a little bit boringly repetitive, I have to say, you only have to do it a couple of times in the game, but there are also a lot of really interesting locations that your character will be traveling to throughout the course of the game's story progression. You start in Rome, you go to Britannia, and then you go back to Rome. So it's basically just a simple boomerang journey, but the sights that you see are insane, and you're never by yourself. You always have your soldiers with you to, watch your back, and you get to watch theirs. The combat, this game is just flawlessly put together. I mean, it's sort of like based around the principle of Assassin's Creed. You block, you counter, and you attack, right? But the difference here is it's not over-the-top, unrealistic combat at all. No, in fact, it's quite the opposite. It's pretty easy to believe that you, if given enough training, could actually fight like this. That you could actually, be such a badass. And it makes you feel like a badass because the controls, especially for the PC controller, were not clunky. They were really well balanced. And it was all really, really squished well together because at specific points, the color of an enemy will be highlighted, and that's the color of the button you will push on the corresponding controller, which really adds a little unique mechanic to the game. Plus, the whole finishing move, boom in the face, slash to the throat. It's just awesome how, at the same time where it's realistic, but then also really, brutal action, but it looks authentic. I mean, you could see a well-trained Roman soldier being able to, fight like this, even if he's going against a dude twice his size. Oh, careful, the bigger dudes throw stronger attacks, you gotta dodge. You can block at the last second, but it's tougher. You have to really nail down your timing, but luckily, like I said, the controls are really, really balanced. They're not, delayed reaction or nothing like that. They actually really, really fit well together. It's smooth handling, which I like. And the graphics of this game, like a next-gen game should be, are just insane. I mean, just look, if you will, at the scenery alone. I mean, this looks so amazing. Authentic Roman look. And of course, your dude is, an officer, so therefore he gives commands to specific cohorts and assigns them, particular task. And my personal favorite is when you get enough soldiers with you, you can adopt the phalanx formation, shields over the head, cover you from arrows, and as you gradually move closer to the enemy's entrenchment, oh god, it makes me geek out every time because I love, Roman mythos, and this game just really delivers on it. And of course, you can see for yourself here that you can progress anywhere you want at any given time, back and forth throughout the story that you've already beaten, conveniently through the game's menu, and just, yeah, you're in Britannia right now. Look at that! Look at this creepy, dank, foggy forest. It just feels so insane. I mean, I'm blown away by the quality of these texture graphics. You can tell they put everything into just the scenery alone. It was incredibly well put together. Some kind of animal with 2 legs. Now, this is being in that particular period, a lot of your fellow soldiers are superstitious, so you have to forgive them for being a little bit spooked by, shadows leaping out in front of them. You get a little jittery and jumpy. The voice acting as well in this game was just top notch. It just, like I said, it felt like I was playing a full episode of Rome by HBO. The quality of the voice acting was just over the top, blew me away, and I was thankful for this. This game has a multiplayer function. It's in the gladiator pits that really take on, the similarity of that, a Russell Crowe movie Gladiator. It's in the name, right? And although I myself have not yet tried the multiplayer because I don't really give a crap about multiplaying, I imagine it would be a good way to, really keep a player satisfied, just to screw around with buddies. I don't know how this game's mechanics for combat would really, mix well with the multiplayer, because everyone would be just waiting for the counter and block. So I don't know how that would work, but feel free to check it out for yourself. I suggest it would really be an interesting playthrough to see how you can match your skills against another player in the online function. Oh, those Britannians, they have to wear dead animals as a disguise to freak out people, to make you think, oh my god, he's a monster. Oh man, loving this combat. You better learn how to dodge because it will come in handy. Oh! Ah! Finish him! Fatality. Yeah. The gameplay to some might feel a little bit repetitive, but in all honesty, it's not, because the game switches between different types of gameplay mechanics, between single combat, formation with your cohorts, or defensive positioning. It just really keeps the flow and the pacing of the game really well, that it doesn't feel repetitive at all. The scenery changes in every major chapter, and you know what? I myself was never once caught out in the open and thinking I'm bored. I mean, sure, the giant crossbow part felt a little bit repetitive after doing it for the umpteenth time by the end of the game. Okay, so it lost a little bit of its vigor, but you know what? I was never bored. Great game. That's the only way to say it. Well, you heard the testimony, now it's time for the verdict. All in all, like I said, great game. It was a tad bit short on the campaign, which is unfortunate, but you know what, still, that never once stopped me from loving or enjoying this game. And yeah, the crossbow defensive position thing got a teensy-weensy bit repetitive by the end of it. So I guess I'll just have to give her 8.5 out of 10. Absolutely. If you're going to go shell out hardcore cash, give me at least an 8-hour campaign. Alright, that's all I ask for. And you know what? I know for all of you multiplayer nuts out there, that probably won't be an issue, because I can tell so many people who have picked up, Call of Duty or Battlefield, they never even touched the campaign, so it's really a moot point for you guys. And that also said, you know what? Thanks a lot for tuning into this week's episode of The Gaming Help, and you know what? Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time. Take her easy.